Mark, how's it going?
I'm doing great, bro. I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing great, man. Feeling sharp, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So we're here. Boomers.
Boomers.
Boomers. We got to have a conversation about boomers. How did this all start? Because I used to be in this building also as a trainer.
Well, Boomerz Boxing first started in 2007 under Lawrence Boom. Lawrence Boom was a legendary coach here in London. He did a lot of charity work and did a lot of work on the streets. He brought in a lot of street kids. He was a social worker, and not only that too, he developed a lot of champions. Right? He developed myself. He had pros like myself, Abdul Judah.
Okay.
The other owner here, he brought him up from the beginning. And I remember Abdul when he first came in, and I remember Abdul in his very first amateur fight. And Abdul became one of the best fighters out here coming out of the country.
I like
and he's
that.
a national champ and everything,
Yes.
right? So he repped us really hard. And yeah, so he passed away. Lawrence Boom passed away in 2017. And after that, Lawrence's son, Matt Boom, who's the other owner of this place, he tried to keep the place alive. So he merged it with another gym, and then, he just tried, but he didn't know what to do. And at time for myself, unfortunately, I was focused on other things in life, right? Like life took over, and I had a job, I had a career, and I wanted to focus on that career. So I didn't want to take it over. So it didn't work out, and it closed down. In 2020, I decided I want to open up another gym with a group of friends, and you're mutual friends with one of them. So I did that. It was just a fitness facility, and the agreement was I handle all the martial arts parts of it, like the boxing, and in the future if you want to bring in kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, all that, we'll work on that, right? So we did that for about 3 years. So 2020, Abdul Tanner Kimbark, who he doesn't have any history with Lawrence Boom, but I trained him from the start, and he's very passionate about coaching and boxing. Like if you met him, you'd be like, damn, like where do you get all this knowledge?
Yeah.
Right. So he's phenomenal. He's got a great attitude with coaching. Jaffer Haydar, who used to be at Boomerz as well, and Matt Boom, the son of Lawrence Boom, we decided to team up and reopen up Boomerz. Tanner's the one that got us hooked up with this place. He's really good friends with Nick Spina, who owns the area.
Yeah.
And they got us hooked up here, and we've been here since February. We opened up in February.
Some legends of you've been talking about, man. Nick Spina too, right?
Nick Spina is killing right now. Yeah, but shout outs to Nick Spina. He hooked us up, and he's a great supporter. He sponsored us with this ring as well too, and he's doing great things.
I love that.
Yeah.
So for you, boxing, it's a passion. It obviously runs in the family, things like that. You got your wife; she does classes here also too, teaching some sharp women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does boxing mean to you from a family standpoint?
Boxing is everything, man. Like my kids, whether they want to compete or not, they've got to box. They got to learn, because boxing taught me as a kid. It taught me confidence. It taught me discipline. Taught me how to manage my time. Taught me independence. Right. So I truly believe that martial arts alone, not only boxing, but martial arts alone, will develop a young man or a young individual, right? So my daughter and my future son, who's on his way.
This episode is sponsored by Gym Desk. If you're a gym owner, you know how hard it can be to keep track of billing, memberships, marketing, and other crucial aspects of your business. Whether you're running a martial arts school, CrossFit gym, or 24/7 fitness facility, Gym Desk makes it easy to manage everything at your gym and grow your memberships. Join thousands of other successful gym owners and start a free trial today by visiting gymdesk.com or by clicking the link in our show notes.
They're gonna have to learn how to box no matter what.
Yeah.
It's a thing, right? A lot of these kids will be playing soccer, tennis, or hockey. My kids will be able to do whatever they want to do, but they have to have some time for boxing.
I love that. I love that.
So to me, boxing in my family is like a crucial thing, and it means everything. Not only to me, but I believe I believe it develops character. It builds an individual.
So, going pro, what did that mean for you? And was there any nerves?
It meant the world to me about going pro. You know, I remember being in high school as an amateur boxer, just thinking like, man, I just can't wait to start getting paid to fight, you know? And I did that 2012. That's when I went pro. And yes, there were nerves. Because there was like all this hype around this kid, right? Because at the time, my manager at the time, like, promoted me hard. Promoted me as, like, you know, the next Pacquiao, the Filipino star, the next Filipino star. So, you know, by the time I had my fight, it was like all eyes was on me, right? So even throughout my whole career, I've had nerves throughout my fights, no matter what. But as soon as I step into that ring, I feel great. It's like what Mike Tyson said. There's a story with Mike Tyson. He explained that in every fight, he always feels nervous, right? He would be in his locker room, scared, getting his hands wrapped. He'd be like nervous. He'd be walking to the ring. He feels like he wants to turn around and cry. He doesn't want to be there. But as soon as he steps in through those ropes, he's a god. And that's how I feel. Like, no matter all my fights, I felt so nervous. Felt like it's like frightening because you know that guy. You're walking to the ring, and the guy wants to take your head off for a paycheck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But as soon as I walk into those ropes, I'm like Super Saiyan Goku, bro. I'm feel good. You know, I'm good. I'm unstoppable.
I love that.
Right?
But why Goku, man? Come on. Can we get another reference? Like maybe a Power Ranger? Like Tommy
Or Black
Green
Ranger?
Black Ranger, this guy. Like, I mean, Green Ranger, White Ranger, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it was all good.
I like the Tommy. I like Tommy.
Tommy kicked him out the Megazord, man.
Yeah.
You know, rest in peace to one of the greats, you know, in our childhood, you know, and stuff like
man.
that. Yeah, man. So, nerves, because you speak about that. Nerves is normal in stepping into any combat fighting.
Normal.
What if there's, and I like to talk from a different perspective. What happens if you're not nervous and you already kind of are walking into it, not overconfident, but like knowing what the mission is? Is that ever a thing?
I believe it's a thing. People walking in there not nervous. It depends on the individual, I believe. I don't think it's, I don't know. I believe that everybody is nervous, right? People will tell me they're not nervous. I'm like, yeah, whatever, you're nervous. Deep down, they're like, they have that, like, they have in their mind like what will happen, right? I don't know. I disagree with that. I believe like everyone is nervous walking into the fight. I believe like they will get like less nervous each time, but they do get those nerves. They get nervous. You know?
What are some of the ways that you battled through the nerves? You mentioned about getting your hands wrapped, things like that. Was it just isolating in music, locking in, tunnel vision?
I would like go in my tunnel vision, listen to music, but I would think about what I did in training camp, right? I would always have negative thoughts, but I would always be like, you know what? I did my 10Ks every day. I did all my sparring. I did all the training I had to do. I'm in God's hands. I know I'm good. It's time to execute the game plan. You know, get my fight in, get my paycheck. On to the next.
Get your paycheck, eh? All over the paycheck. You know? So you were making millions then?
No. I wasn't making close, bro.
Not even close?
Not even close.
Not even close, eh? It's all good. It's all good.
Let me switch it on. How are you feeling? You're fighting Fight to End. You got selected. You got your opponent. You guys both are working. Is this why you're asking me about the nerves? Are you nervous right now?
You know what? I'm not that I'm nervous. I'm more of the perspective of I know what I have to go do, right? I like crowds because I wouldn't be doing the podcast.
Yeah.
I think when looking into getting into the ring, being in training camp is one thing, but I feel like knowing that you're going to have eyes on you all the time, it already mentally preps you from the last like 6 years. I know some people are going to hear that and be like, oh, that sounds a little different. It's going to be different when people are hooting and hollering and yelling, but like, I like the show. You know what I mean? Right? I like the show. I like the people that are here in the camp also too. And I think that, yeah, there probably will be a little bit of nerves. May have to do a quick little pee break a couple times and stuff like that, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. You'll be fine.
You've been working hard, bro.
Yes, sir.
Doing all you had to do, right?
Yes, sir.
You've been running?
running my mouth. Running my mouth. No, but you know, I'm doing my cardio. I got my cardio. My cardio is up to where it needs to be and all that good stuff. I think one of the biggest things is, I would say is I need to know who's going to be my corner. Are you going to be in my corner?
Maybe. Let's see. Because last year I only made it to one corner. because last year, because like my role is to like train everybody and to like help organize the whole event in terms of making sure everyone's getting warmed up. The next fighter has people in their corner. The next fighter about to get into the ring is all warmed. You know what I mean? So last year I was a little bit unprepared because it was my first time running the Fight To End, right? So I pretty much trained the Fight To End on my own, but this year I had a lot of help. I feel like this year is a little bit more organized because I had a lot of help.
You have a lot of help.
I figured it out from last year, right? Now this year, when the event comes along, I'm gonna have a better plan because last year it was like last minute. Like I would have the lineup of the fights, and I didn't know. Oh shoot! Like who's gonna warm up this guy? Who's gonna be cornering that guy? Oh, I go worry about the red corner. Who's in the red? How many corners do I have in the red corner?
Exactly,
so
right?
I was scrambling around, right?
Yeah.
So this time I'm gonna have a little bit more organization. It'll be more organized, and let's see if I'll be able to be in people's corners. But we have enough coaches. You've worked with almost everybody.
Of course.
So we'll see. I'm gonna have to. I normally like stay in the background and just like let all the other coaches do their thing, right? Because I have, as you know, Boomerz, we have a lot of up and coming coaches here.
Yeah.
And I want them to have the spotlight.
Get the spotlight.
I don't really care about it.
Yeah.
Right? I've been in corners already.
Absolutely.
So I want them to like get that experience.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So when you made the fight matchups, we're gonna get talking about the charity fight for the homeless and stuff like that. When you did the matchups, there's gotta be some ways where you're like, this person may have an edge, that person may have an edge, and whatnot, right?
Yeah. So it was actually me and Brett. Like I let Brett, because it's his whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So I give him some advice of like, hey, this person might not be ready. This person might be ready, or this matchup might be like, you know, a little bit of a bad matchup.
Yeah.
So he understands, but we did our best to make it where it's even, because we want to give a good show, right? There's gonna be like hundreds of people there, so we don't want like a fight where like one guy will like just totally outclass the other person.
Yeah.
Right? This is not about like embarrassing each other, right? We want to have a good show where both fighters look phenomenal, right? So we're trying to showcase the skill set of everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you've done this event a few times, right? When you do this event here, what is like, you speak about the prep, but what's the atmosphere like? Because I know a lot of the Fight To End people are going to be watching this and things like that. What's that atmosphere like? And is there a way that we can maybe go into that atmosphere ahead of time during the night of?
Atmosphere, it's like a pro fight, bro. Like the way they've set it up, the way they let you guys walk out to your own music, have your costumes and whatnot. It's electric. So to get into that atmosphere, just watch a lot of boxing events, like watch pro boxing on
course.
TV. Or if you even have the chance to, like if you have the time, drive to like an amateur boxing event so you guys have that feeling, right? Like today, we are going to Toronto for Miguel Estrada and Ibrahim Gargar.
Yes, sir.
Two champions of the gym. They're
Yes,
going to be
sir.
fighting Ireland's national champs. So that's that atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Other
Yeah.
commitments, I would love to be there,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, you got to
But-
make that money, right?
But the thing is, like, if there's any events close by, just go check them out, right? It's probably like a $20 fee, whatnot, to watch. But like just to be in that atmosphere, like, you know, you're watching people go to war. It's just like, it's electrifying.
I love
It's a
that.
different
I
feeling.
love that. I love that. When you look at this year's event, I feel like we're going to super exceed a lot of what's going on. I think the fight matchups are great. I think that every single competitor showed up in this gym. They put blood, sweat, tears out
they
on
did.
this floor.
100%.
You know, when I used to be a trainer in this area, it's like I never see so much sweat. I'll be honest. Boxing sweat is a lot different from like doing strength and conditioning, couple weights here and there. But like, how do I say this? What is something that you want to see every individual take from that night?
Take from that night? I don't know. There's a lot, man. I honestly just want everybody to have an experience of their lifetime. I just want them to like have their fight and keep that for the rest of their life. I want them to be able to be like, tell their grandkids, you know what? I did a boxing event. I fought.
I love it.
I just want them to learn from that experience, like, and to carry that experience with them forever, right? Like even for you, like whether you choose to compete or not. Last year we've had a couple fights and participants who chose to compete still, right? We still have them till this day.
Yeah.
But for you, whether you choose to not fight again or not, or fight or not, I want you to be able to have that experience. Just that experience alone, I'm happy about.
I love that.
You guys walking in there, walking through the aisle, getting to the ropes. I'm just happy about that.
Yeah.
At least you can say, you know what, I did a fucking fight, bro. Like,
Yeah, for
you know what I
sure,
mean?
for sure,
That's sick,
definitely.
right? So that's all I want, right?
I'll probably break some news. Depending how this goes, I probably will. I want to push my limits. I really do. I really do want to take another fight. Not from a charity scene, but like from the actual, like, let's take an actual fight and see where I can push my limits. You know what I mean? And see what happens there. Because I think that every man or woman should try to at least push your next level of what commitment looks like. You know what I mean? And stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
they should, you know. I feel like every individual should test their limits in terms of like not only combat, but like in strength and endurance, right? And boxing, martial arts, that tests your strength and your endurance in the highest level.
absolutely.
And I feel that it does build character, like I said,
Exactly.
like I mentioned earlier. But you know, as human beings ourselves, like we are like fighting's in our DNA, right? We fought to survive. There's a reason why we took over the world as like primates. You know what I mean? Like we fought, so it's in our DNA to fight. So why not use that? Why not, like, you know, it's in our brain to fight. So learn how to fight, right? And test your mental capacity of being in the ring with somebody else, with an adversary that will fight you, right?
Yeah.
That's just, to me,
Of course.
you have to.
You have to. This episode is sponsored by Gym Desk. If you're a gym owner, you know how hard it can be to keep track of billing, memberships, marketing, and other crucial aspects of your business. Whether you're running a martial arts school, CrossFit gym, or 24/7 fitness facility, Gym Desk makes it easy to manage everything at your gym and grow your memberships. Join thousands of other successful gym owners and start a free trial today by visiting gymdesk.com or by clicking the link in our show notes. Look at Mayweather and all the greats. You know what I mean? They had to start from somewhere. You know what I mean? And you see like the years in progression and development. Manny Pacquiao, things like that. The years of development and stuff like that. You know?
I heard a rumor that Pacquiao and Mayweather are going to fight again.
Really?
Each other.
Again?
Again. Yeah.
Again? Do you want to see that again?
I kind of do. Just like, you know, the Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. I kind of want to see that.
I kind of want to see that too.
Like when Floyd fought McGregor, I kind of wanted to see that, right? So it's like, you know.
So here's maybe something that I wanted to ask you, and it's funny how it's the synergies here. How do you feel about these crossover promotions? You got MMA going over to boxing. You got YouTubers wanting to box, right? You've got all of these influencers want to get into the sport of boxing. Do you think it's helping boxing or is it hurting boxing?
At first, to be honest, I was a hater, right? And then I looked into it. I feel like it actually is helping boxing.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of kids in the gym who don't know, like, say, don't know George Foreman or don't know who, like, common boxer, but they know Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Right? They found a love of boxing through those YouTube guys, right? So I thought, you know what, like, it actually is helping boxing, because now these younger generation, they're watching these guys, these YouTube people fight, and it makes them want to research boxing, and they're like, oh wow, like, so this is where the style comes from, or this is why it's called the Floyd Mayweather style, or this is, you know what I mean? They're learning boxing, and they're coming to gyms and making them want to learn how to train and fight, and you know. So at first I was a hater about it, because I'm like, wow, look at this guy, YouTube guy, you know, getting all these millions, and there's like this hungry fighter not making anything, you know. But it's in the same time, it's like that in every field, right? You'll see like some guy come in, like you'll see like some guy working like a field for like 30 years, and then a new guy comes in with like a higher degree or whatnot, get the position that he wanted. It happens all the time. So I feel like actually, you know what? Like, I feel like whether it's fair or not, I feel like it actually is helping boxing, and is bringing people into boxing. You know, so I'm actually not a hater anymore. I feel like it's a good thing, especially this cross promotion, like having these UFC fighters fight boxers. I think it's great. It's like, you know, now these UFC fighters are getting paid more than what they were getting paid in the UFC.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what Jake Paul started. I watched his documentary, and like
Great documentary though.
his whole plan was to get these UFC fighters paid.
Yep.
And they got paid in that one fight alone with him, got paid more than they ever got paid in their UFC career.
Absolutely.
It's a big
Absolutely.
thing, right? So
absolutely.
yeah, I'm actually not a hater anymore. I actually did train an influencer.
Yeah. Mutual friend we got is
Yeah,
Sarah.
Ferrugio.
Yes, sir.
She killed it. Holy shit. And
She walked that girl down,
she
bro.
walked that girl down.
Walked her down.
Yeah, and I knew, like, when she first came to me and she's like, yeah, I have a YouTube fight. I was like, the fuck? It's like, who the hell are you? A YouTube fight? All right, fine. I'll train you, whatever. It's cool. And she told, and then, you know, she never trained before, but like she had, I can tell she had potential when our first day training, and then she showed me her opponent, and I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be an easy fight. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, let's do it, right? So, anyways, I watched everything about her opponent. Her opponent wasn't training with a boxing coach. She was training with some pad guy, Instagram pad guy. And as you know, training with a boxing coach versus training with the pad guy, like a fitness coach, is like night and day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I knew this girl's not gonna know how to use defense. I knew this girl's not gonna know how to take hits, right? So we just trained, putting pressure, do some defense. We sparred a lot. I got her sparring with some national champs, and you know the result was there.
Walked her down,
Walked
man.
her down, bro.
Walked her down.
She
That's
surprised
crazy.
me, though. I didn't know she was gonna be like that. I didn't know she was gonna walk it down like that, bro.
Bro,
She had,
walked
like,
her down.
Angry face.
Angry
like,
face.
What the fuck happened to
I was
you,
like,
bro?
what happened?
Holy shit, bro.
But hey, that's the thing. I always say it's about the prep work, right? Because even when I before I did the podcast with her, I watched that fight back, and I'm like, I felt it was a mismatch, and I found out you're a coach, and I'm like, so who's coaching the other girl?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it's like there's levels to this game. You know what I mean? And I think that if you have the right people that are mentoring you and coaching you and pushing you, you just have to go out there and just put everything together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, like, to her opponent, I don't mean no disrespect. Like, you did a great job, right? You did what you had to do. It wasn't your fault. But I respect you for stepping in the ring. I respect you for doing your training camp.
Yeah.
And you know, she did say she lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was a win itself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But damn, that their weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Bro, she went off. I was surprised. I was like standing right there.
I saw that.
And she went off, and I was like, what the hell is going on, bro?
It's crazy, right?
Holy crap,
Front
bro.
row and center.
Yeah.
My question to you is: Would you do that again? Would you train like a influencer potentially?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was,
There you
that
go.
was a vibe there.
Yeah.
Bro, that vibe
Okay.
was crazy, man.
Okay,
Yo,
that's
I would
what I'm
do it again.
saying. You never know after
I would
this
do it
charity
again,
event, podcast, social
I know,
media,
right?
all of this stuff. Maybe I'll come to you.
Maybe,
I'm gonna pay
yeah.
you good too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I
don't
know.
worry.
Yo, if you fight Jake Paul, bro, let's do it, man.
I don't know if the weight class is gonna make sense though. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's
But
true.
hey, you never know. You never know what could happen, right? Somebody may call me out. Somebody may see this podcast. They might be like, yo, I want a piece of that dude. You know who I actually want to box?
Who?
He's a YouTuber and he talks a lot. Albanian guy by the name of Zerka.
Zerka.
John Zerka.
John Zerka.
Yeah,
Heard of him.
John Zerka. Big Albanian guy, like 6'4". He's like 26, 27.
Oh, yeah?
But he's like, talks a lot. Dislocated his shoulder. I'll show you the fight. I'll send it to your DM.
okay.
And I sit in here and I'm looking at the wild swing and he dislocated his shoulder. I'm like, I just don't like him because he just talks a lot of this mess.
Where did he fight?
Some other influencer guy, like somewhere in California or something like that. You know what I mean? You know, these influencers just talking, go in the ring. It was like it was 40K on the line, and I'm like, dude, box somebody like you want to like box me, please.
Yeah,
I you know what? Slip a couple, bye. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think I just take care of
Yeah,
business.
let's call him out. We're calling him out right now, bro.
Calling them out.
We're calling him out right
you
now.
know what I
Let's do
mean?
this.
Trust me. Let me ask you this question because you love boxing. Give me your top 5 boxers of all time.
Man,
You better be careful here, though.
top 5 boxers.
Mark,
of all
don't do
time.
it. Be careful here. What you doing?
Oh, I have like top 50, bro. I can't
Top
choose.
5. Let's go. Top 5.
I
Top
can't,
5.
I can't choose, man.
You got to choose.
Well, of course, I have to go with Manny Pacquiao.
Is that number 1?
No. See, I can't number them. I I can't number them, bro.
It's all good.
I can't number them.
It's all good.
I'll give you my 5
Yeah.
tops, but I can't number them, so
Okay.
they're not gonna go in order.
Yeah.
So of course, Manny Pacquiao.
Yes.
Right, because he's the one that I love his style, and he's my Filipino brother. Right, I met him.
Yeah.
Nonito Donaire, also
Never
a
heard that
Filipino.
name.
He's also a Filipino world champ.
Okay.
I actually trained with him in Vegas. Right, Floyd Mayweather. Of course, you have to go with Floyd.
Of course, Floyd
right?
got to be up there.
Floyd has to be up there. Now I have to choose 2. So those are like the 3 recent. Well, I have to go with like two classical fighters.
Okay, I was about to say. I thought you were going Canelo maybe here off the grid.
And see, that's right, man. I can't choose just 5, right? Well, so I study a lot of George Benton. George Benton is the pioneer of the Philly shell. He's the reason why they call it the Philly shell, right? So I study him a lot, and I love his style, and he's coached a lot of great fighters who adapted the same style. So I have to go with him, right? So if you want to watch, because I see you're doing that the Philly shell, you have to watch how he does it, right? His movements, his timing, the way he uses his technique, right? When he uses technique, it's phenomenal, right? I have to go with that guy for sure. The last one is Jack Dempsey.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting top 5 list.
There's a lot, man.
There is a lot. That's a lot. I'm putting you on the spot.
You are, bro. You are. Dempsey is.
Dempsey,
I watched him a lot too. That guy is phenomenal.
No, for sure.
No, it was killer.
For sure. Is there one guy? If there's one guy right now,
I forgot Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali's alright.
I have to choose Muhammad Ali, but
He's
the one that started me. Bro.
Yeah.
I watched his movie with Will Smith, and that was the movie that got me into boxing.
Yeah.
So I have to go with
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. So that's 6. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good, bro. It's all good. We customized it.
Yes, we customized it.
If there was one past or present boxer you would love to share a ring with, train with, get mentored by, things like that, who would that be?
Oh man,
I know these are the challenging questions.
Geez.
I just plucked them out of thin air.
Mentored under. Well, it'll have to be. I would love to learn under George Benton, because throughout my whole career, I was always told not to do that Philly shell because it's too dangerous and all that. But I felt naturally inclined to do it. Right? I taught myself how to do it by watching Floyd and all the other fighters, and then I've always been interested in. I feel like I finally mastered it because I've learned under Mustafa Meekins. He's a American coach out of Atlanta, and that guy develops champs, and that's what he teaches, right? So I would meet up with him on Zoom every day. This was a couple years ago. I'll meet up with him in Zoom every day, and we literally train for an hour or 2 hours, and he will give me all the techniques and making sure I'm doing it, teach me how to teach it, right? So that's why you see a lot of our fighters here, they're doing it, but they're doing it properly.
Yeah.
There's a misconception with it that it doesn't work because coaches will see fighters do it, and the fighters aren't doing it properly, and they get clipped, they get beat up, and then their coach is like, don't do that. It's not a thing here. But if you actually teach it properly, teach it the technique, right? It could be very
rewarding.
It'd be rewarding, right? So I feel like I would love to learn under George, because he's the pioneer with it. It's actually called the Michigan style.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, I don't know what the whole history with it, but it came from Michigan, right? So they have different names with it, but George Benton was a pioneer. He's the one that made it very popular in the 50s.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I think when you see the Philly show, I've seen 2 guys in all of watching combat sports. Floyd, James Toney also too. James Toney did it as a light heavyweight also too.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary to see how quick he was with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's a style that from what I can see of the observation, as long as you know how to move with it,
exactly.
You not to challenge what you said, it's only if you have somebody that's aggressive that's gonna just maul you. You know what I mean? Force you in that corner where you're just gonna be shelling in the corner and doing whatever it is you want to do.
Right?
You know what I mean? You gotta duck, bob, weave to figure it out. We can't all be Muhammad Ali out here and rope-a-dope everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, you gotta really know how to use it. You gotta know when to use it, right? And I feel like it's an important tool to have, right? like our guys here, they don't only do that, but they have that in their toolbox. You know what I mean? Like we teach like every style, but we teach according to like what inclines to you more. But you have to have both hands up. You have to have like every tool in the box. You use that in last resort. I actually have a fighter here, like our Golden Glove champ, Ty Godden. That's his natural. Like I remember when he first came to our gym, he was like self-trained in North Bay, right? And Tanner found him on Instagram because his Instagram stories were like, or his reels were big, and it was just him hitting the bag in his basement. He was self-trained. He started out doing Muay Thai, but he loved boxing, and he studied boxing, and he just started training himself. But he was doing the shoulder roll. That was like his natural style, right? But he wasn't doing it like 100% properly. And then he came to us, and then we just started like letting him do it. We taught him how to do it properly. Tanner and myself. Abdul taught him a lot as well too. Like he's learned a lot. His style, like when you see him do it, it's like so fresh. You know, Ibrahim fought in Michigan. He fought some national bronze medalists from Michigan, from Kronk, and he was doing it. But Ty looks nicer at it. You know what I mean? It's just it's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, but he knows how to use it. He knows when to do it and when not to do it. Right? He knows like when to adapt. I remember when we were fighting in that tournament in Niagara Falls, and I was warming him up, and we were doing it, and like these like older coaches were walking by, like smirking, like, why is he teaching him that? Why is he doing that?
Yeah.
And then Ty ended up winning the whole tournament. It's like, whatever, we did it. We got the job done, right?
I think, and that what it speaks to the training, right? It speaks to the training and this belief, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where it leads me to. You talk about all the places you go, you travel, Michigan. My question to you is, that's like building community, connections.
Yeah.
What does that mean for you in the boxing world, strictly?
It's important, right? You have to build connections, right? You have to be in touch with everybody, right? And Abdul's great with that.
Yeah, he is.
He connects with all the other gyms in the GTA, and Kronk, he's the reason why our guys are traveling for sparring. Like he brought them to Hamilton this past week on Tuesday. That's why he wasn't here.
Saw that, yeah.
Right? Like Abdul is great for that. My wife too. She's the one that is in charge of matchmaking, and she's talking to all the coaches all over Ontario, like saying, hey, we have like this 135 pounder with X amount of fights. We can match him up with your fighter with X amount of fights, same weight. You know what I mean? Like it's all about connecting and making boxing alive. It's a teamwork, right? We're trying to build a community, right? So we don't want any bad blood with everybody.
Absolutely.
So we want to create that community where everyone's like working well together.
Yeah, which comes to the scouting report. So how do you guys figure out the scouting report on other fighters without saying too much? Because it's like a lot of these events they're not televised, they're not on pay-per-view. So how do you like get the significance of the matchup?
Boxing Ontario is quite a small community, right? Also too, like we're part of this part of this like Boxing Ontario coaches group chat.
Yeah.
Right, and all the coaches be like, hey, I have this 135 pounder with 2 fights. We want to put them on the event next week in Oakville, etc. Right, so that's how we find out who's
makes
who.
sense.
But then like there's Instagram, because you know how kids nowadays, right?
Posting.
When I was a kid, there's no Instagram. So like when I couldn't scout, I couldn't study my fighters. But like I have these guys like Miguel or Ty, they're like, oh, this is the guy I'm fighting. They found him on Instagram, right? And
you pick up little tendencies.
Yeah, we see. But you know, I feel like watching Instagram videos is not enough, because it gives us a little idea. But it's not enough. It's only a 10-second video, and people change through time and whatnot. Exactly. But at least we have an idea who they are and like what. Or
they play possum on Instagram. Yeah. They're showing you one thing, and then they come on show you a whole complete different thing. Like, where did this come from? Like you know what I mean?
For example, we had Angie Leroy, one of our fighters here. She's phenomenal too, by the way. She had a fight against this Filipino girl in Oakville, and we found her on Instagram, and we knew that she was gonna be an aggressive fighter. Aggressive. Not only because she's Filipina. I think Filipinos are aggressive fighters. It's like what they say with Mexicans, right? They move forward.
Yeah.
I knew she was gonna be aggressive, but we watched her, like her training videos. We knew she's gonna be strong, aggressive, so we prepared for that, right? And she got the win. We prepared for what she was gonna do. We knew how she was gonna fight. So it's, you know, this Instagram stuff. It's it's a good and bad thing.
Take the good with the bad.
Yeah,
Take the good with the bad. You talk about Instagram. We bring it back to community, London, Ontario here, right? What is it you want all of London, Ontario to come into this gym and witness with fighters, training staff, training partners, coaches? What's one of the reasons why they need to come to Boomerz?
What's the reason why they need to come to Boomerz? They're getting the best. You know, like we have hungry fighters here who have goals and they want to reach it. We have hungry coaches, right? I don't know if you've done Abdul's class.
No, I haven't.
Bro, when I see Abdul running his class, I feel like I want to be a member.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? When I see Tanner's running the class, I'm like, damn, I want to spar. You know what I mean? Like these guys, like our coaches here. We have Marco's up and coming coach. We have Nico, who's been around for years. Heather Stewart, she was a Boomerz fighter. She had like 30 fights. My wife, she's had like Caroline, she's had like 20 fights. She's fought the best in Ontario.
And Caroline in here hitting the bag when she's pregnant, y'all.
Oh, I know.
Like, come on. Anybody can do it, man.
That's what I mean. My baby's gonna come out punching, right? That's how I do Ivy right now. My daughter, she's aggressive. But yeah, we have the most like dedicated coaches that can bring the best out of you, right? When you come in this gym, you'll feel the energy. As soon as you feel the energy, you'll want to sign up. And
yes.
Everyone who's been coming in here because they've heard about Boomerz, they saw us in Google, saw us on Instagram, they walk in, they walk out with a membership, right? They've tried it out. Like whether you want to compete or not, you're gonna reach your potential.
Yes.
And that's the energy I want. I want you guys coming in here, seeing what we offer, seeing the vibe, feeling the vibe, and meeting all our coaches. As soon as you meet everybody, you're gonna be like, damn, I want to sign up.
Love it.
Right? Our kids' class is growing. We have a bunch of kids here, like little warriors who wanting to be champion. I have this little kid, Kingsley. He wants to fight. This kid's only like 6 or 7. He's like this small, bro. He wants to fight already. You know what I mean? Like I have these future champions in this gym, and
you do.
I have amazing coaches. Whereas like when I first started out at the other gym, when I was part owner there, I was pretty much by myself. Right now, I have like a whole team behind me helping me out. And like it's just phenomenal. I would tell fighters, okay, go do Tanner's class 10 a.m. or go to Abdul's class. Abdul brings the fire in there, man. Like,
yeah, he
it's
does.
Just crazy.
He
bro.
does. I've seen some of his classes just been coming in here warming up.
Yeah,
and he's so dedicated.
Even like even in the Fight To End class last night, I said, yo, Abdul, I want like, can you teach some bit of a technique today, bro? The way he explains it,
I love it.
Phenomenal.
I love it. He always and he likes to how do I say it? Provoke us a little bit too.
Yeah, he
and
does.
I like that. I think we all need that. You know what I mean?
And you should also try Tanner's class, like 10 a.m. classes. That guy will bring the best in you too.
I like that.
He really likes to teach technique. Really likes to teach. Like he really loves to watch people spar. He'll make people spar, bro. That's why I come in here at like 10 a.m. Everybody's sparring. I'm like, holy crap! Like
everybody's sparring.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot about Tanner also too, so I definitely have to do that.
He's a hungry young coach. Like that's dedicated. You know, like he'll spend hours like watching boxing and watching coaches, and he's got a big Instagram account that's like being followed by world champs.
I see that.
It's crazy. Yeah,
Science
over violence.
Yes, Science Over Violence. There you go.
It's popular right now.
Bam.
Right? That's what I mean, right? We have hungry coaches. My wife's women's class. You walk in here, you see all these girls like learning boxing technique. There'll be box fit girls, but they know how to spar. They know how to fight.
I'm telling you,
crazy,
I wouldn't want to get in the ring with some of them. I think they don't take your head off.
Yeah, Heather Stewart. You just see her classes too. Yep. It's same thing, right? Like like every class you see here, there's that fire in everybody, right?
Love
that
it.
vibe we bring here. It's phenomenal.
I love that.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, talk to the Fight To End participants, right? What's the last few words? Because we're almost there. By the time this comes out, we're going to be basically like 2 weeks away. Two motherfucking weeks away.
Bro, that went by fast.
It went by fast.
That went by
I
fast.
swear to God, like I when I've signed up for this and when we started back, at the time we're recording this is week, I feel like it's week 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Week 12 or 13. By the time this releases, it's about 2 weeks away from the fight. Speak to everybody, including myself. What do you want? What do you need from us? What do you need to see?
You know what? Just keep doing what you guys are doing. I'm extremely proud of all of you. You guys are coming in here Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you're giving me your all, right? Not only that too, you guys are coming in outside of those Fights and classes, coming in the gyms, sparring, asking and getting training from everybody else, from all the other coaches. It's just I'm overwhelmed. I'm just like really excited for you all, you know, and just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing your studying. I know I preach about film study, watch boxing, because that, like, watching boxing actually gives you all the information you want, right? Watching the pros do it. Watch the high level amateurs on TV. Watch boxing, study boxing, go for your runs, do all your cardio, do what you gotta do. You come here and continue to give me your best, right? I'm so proud of everybody. Everyone's working hard. Everybody is so determined, and I'm just so excited. This is gonna be a crazy.
I think it's gonna be crazy.
Last year was crazy.
The matchups too.
Yeah,
crazy.
Last year's was crazy, but I feel like this is gonna be even more crazy.
Yes,
I feel like it's gonna be phenomenal. I'm really excited. So honestly, just keep doing what you're doing. If you feel like if you feel like you need more help, reach out to me. You know, you see me here all the time. I'm here at every fight. So just reach out to me. Be honest with me. Be like, yo, coach, I feel like I'm a little behind. I need some extra help. I'll pass you down to another coach for some personal training. I'll train you myself. I'll be here starting Monday. I'll be here full time, right? I'll be here full time, and I'll do what I can to help out, right? So we'll get you guys all sorted out, but just continue doing what you're doing. Right, not one person comes in here slacking off, not doing. Sometimes you guys talk, but that's part of it, right? That's what I mean. Abdul make you guys do burpees.
That's the reason why.
That's the reason why you guys are talking and shit. I'm like, yo, shut up, man. Do some burpees right now.
Yeah, but, you know, it brings me back to when we're doing the burpees and we're doing all the exercises of how I was as a trainer, and I'm like, this is how I put these people through the ringer.
Yeah, I know.
I would used to be there, and my classes were just. They were crazy, right? Like I would have from ages of like 18 all the way to like 60 doing like 90 burpees in like 3 rounds. I said, split it up, figure it out. And they do it and they get it done. But you know what they do? They thank you after. Thank you for pushing me, coach. Thank you for pushing me, coach.
One more thing. I want to thank Dion Roach from Stronghouse.
Yes.
He's been hosting like free strength classes every Sundays for the Fights End. That's when, like, I appreciate you, brother, for that. Thank you for that. Thanks for Adrenaline ATC for allowing them to come to the gym for their strength training. You know, that's what I mean about the community working together, right? That's
one to teach one, man.
Yeah,
that's what I always love.
And Dion is a phenomenal coach. All right, he's my strength coach too, and I've seen big improvements in my body.
Yeah, see, he's getting a little thick on us here. You know what I mean?
This is a medium, bro. I need a large now.
Oh my, this guy's gonna come to heavyweight, ladies and gentlemen. He said he's gonna spar me next.
Yes, I know.
But no, man, Mark, from the time I've heard about you just through social media, it's been an honor to be under your guidance, the mentorship, the programming, and I can't wait for November 8th. You know what I mean?
Can't wait either, bro.
And I believe that you're just always be a class act, keep inspiring, keep developing these fighters, and sky's the limit for you, man. Really, truly believe. You know what I mean?
Man.
Love and peace.
I can't wait to be there in your corner for your fight in California with that YouTube guy.
And now we're out, ladies and gentlemen. You wildin'.